Welcome to BizTech Forward, your go-to podcast for cutting-edge insights at the intersection of business and technology. Let's move forward together.
Hi, and welcome back to the new episode of BizTech Forward. I'm your host, Anni, and today we're talking about tech talent and hiring trends. It looks like these days companies are competing harder than ever to attract, develop, and retain top talent. But with remote work, AI, what does it really take to build a strong, future-proof team? To discuss this, I'm joined by Julia Zavileyskaya, Chief People Officer at DataArt. Hi, Julia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Anni, for having me here today.
Julia is the Chief People Officer at DataArt, like I said, and with over 20 years of experience and 20 years at the company, actually, she's the partner and driving force behind DataArt's global human capital strategy, communications, and branding. Julia has launched and developed several R&D centers across multiple countries and brings loads of cross-national experience. So yeah, I'm really happy to talk to you today, Julia. Again, welcome to the show. I already started, I just mentioned that you bring so much of this cross-national experience. And before we even begin to talk about trends, I wanted to ask you, is there like a tiny little story you can share for our listeners about this international experience of yours, and maybe something recent or something you really like?
Yeah, thank you, Anni. Actually, a lot of people ask me often how it's possible to spend so many years at the same company, because I'm here over 20 years and it's a huge part of my life. And I often reply that actually I'm a real example of one of values of DataArt. It's flexibility. And only because of that, I could change my roles in the same company. And at some moment when we opened new offices, I was really interested in this activity. And luckily, I could spend much time in different countries. I'm from St. Petersburg, but I spent much time when we opened our offices in Ukraine, and the first one was in Kherson, not in Kiev. By the way, I spent several years in Argentina, and it was absolutely amazing time when we travel across Latin America. I spent several years in Malta, and now I'm in London. And all this was possible just because one value of DataArt, flexibility. So I really appreciate DataArt for being so flexible. So I enjoy all this time.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool. It sounds like, yeah, it is the same company, but it's almost like you had a bunch of different jobs within the same company.
Absolutely. That's the tricky thing about the company. That's why I could spend so many years here, being in the same place. Not place, but in the same environment, social team, because for me it's really important.
Right. Julia, so DataArt is the company, over 5,000 people, and you are the Chief People Officer. So a lot of your job has to do with communication, hiring, monitoring all kinds of hiring trends. So I want to start a bit, big and ask you, from what you are observing, what is happening in the tech talent scene right now? What shifts are you seeing?
Yeah, thank you, Anni, for the question. And I would like to emphasize that I'm the leader of our team, but a lot of stuff definitely is done inside our team. And we have many teams who are responsible for different parts of our operations, and recruitment is huge team, more than 100 people across the globe, and they're really great professionals. It's just that I would like to pay attention that it's not only me who hire everybody, but it's a huge work which is done by my colleagues in our teams. And in regard of this shift, from what I see, actually, I really worry about that. It's shift to previous experience rather than problem-solving ability to gain new skills, knowledge, and so forth. So I really see a lot of clients that they expect from us to find and to introduce them people who have who have particular number of years in particular qualification or industry or working with a particular platform. And I think that it's risky trend because platform technologies, they are always changing all the time, and we really have to keep this ability to switch from one new area to another, and it's special muscle which is really meaningful in this way of thinking, way of working. And I believe that IT is really about something new all the time. So so I really hope that we stop paying so much attention to the past experience, but keep an eye on the ability of people, how they gain your knowledge, skills, how they could be open-minded and could navigate through all these new things that appear all the time.
Oh, that's really interesting. So if let me see if I got it right. So clients right now actually come with a specific job requirement kind of in their head, and they want somebody who matches exactly everything they listed. So no flexibility.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm really stuck when I see that somebody could be rejected because some candidate doesn't have like 3 years of experience, and instead of that has only 2.5 years of experience, and that's the reason why somebody could be rejected and not go to the interview. And I think it's kind of disaster.
And you've seen examples like this?
Absolutely, regularly.
Wow.
So, and as I see it like a huge risk because we have to think about future development, future how we can be flexible in all this new technology, how we switch from one technology to another, and this trend little concerned me.
Right. Julia, and also, is it mostly difficult to find the right candidates right now for clients, or also is it difficult keeping the candidates in? How is the retention? What's happening?
In regard of retention, I see that as for me right now, it's the slowest possible market ever. They have been growing for almost forever, significantly. And we are not we're alone in this trend, and many companies we're growing as well. And right now, it's a kind of stagnation, definitely with different disclaimers. But right now, the market, IT markets, IT projects, we see really slow growth. So there are few new opportunities for professionals. And sometimes I think that some people could stay at the same companies just because they mitigate their possible risks and because of job security. And it it makes our work harder because we have to motivate, we have to think how to motivate these people to gain new knowledge, new skills, to be satisfied being at the same company and not always just because they want to be here.
Oh, Julia, you know what I'm wondering right now? Do colleagues mostly want to be motivated from the outside, or do they also sometimes come, themselves say, hey, I want to learn, teach me stuff?
There are huge variety of different people as usual, and I think that the main thing here to provide opportunities for everybody. If somebody doesn't want to learn, it's okay. This person could spend time without learning. But I think that most of people in IT, they are really motivated to learn new skills, because IT, it's about something new. A lot of people actually joined IT because of its always changing environment. So that's why, from what I see, actually most of our colleagues, they really encourage uh, to to know something new, to learn something new, to gain new skills, to change something. It There are, as always, and cons in this in this approach, but still, that's why we have a lot of learning opportunities. Sorry to interrupt you, but I saw that you already talked to Marina Melnik, our head of L&D, and that's why we try to support really well-developed structure of learning and development inside the company.
Yeah, actually, Julia, like after talking with her, I realized that learning is everything. Like, and for clients as well, it actually matters for clients as well.
Absolutely, because actually clients rely on us as on professionals, and being professional, it's always keep going, keep learning, keep be relevant to IT, to industry. It's really important.
Hmm. And you mentioned skills, and it's a great bridge to my next question because I really want to ask you, what skills matter most right now?
I think that a lot of stuff around AI is really matter right now, because it's right now personal productivity is something crucial, and we have to think how we can amplify our productivity. And AI in this area definitely our first supporter, because using AI, using different agents, and knowing how to and where to apply it could increase productivity significantly. And I don't believe definitely that AI could replace somebody. It's not about that. But I really believe that soon, without any knowledge or understanding how it works, it will be quite challenging for people to keep up the same level of productivity. I myself really love AI because I have never had any personal assistants. But right now it's my support team. I use it for different kind of research, for different routines. I really love that. It makes my life easier.
I feel like AI is it's non-negotiable anymore. Like it's almost a matter of survival. You have to be really good at it.
Fair, absolutely true.
Hmm. And
Actually,
sorry, please.
and actually, we encourage our colleagues, even inside our function, our department, to gain these skills. And soon we decided to organize AI Day inside HRM functions. So we share our best practices, what and how we already use that, what can be used, and so forth. So it will be like several hours small conference for our department, and our colleagues will share their best practices, like from PR team, from recruitment, from HR. So I really hope that for some people, it will be really interesting to to get this. Yeah.
Is that a one-time initiative, or you want to do it like regularly?
We hope to organize it regularly because all the time we can see something new in the area. So and always we find new best practices, new tips and tricks. So we hope to have it all, more or less regularly, just to help people to keep an eye what's going on and to keep their awareness about that.
Right. Julia, and also the more I listen to you, the more I have this question I'm trying to formulate in my head. So please bear with me for a second. But I feel like maybe back in the day, didn't people used to rely on like intuition, gut feeling, and all that stuff a little bit more? Like when hiring, let's say. And right now, all we see is AI and data, AI, but we still work with humans. So, how much of the gut feeling and intuition is still involved versus all the machine?
I believe in intuition, honestly, because I believe in intuition, which supported by experience. Let's put it this way, or or routines that have been done for a long time. For example, our recruiters, they they see thousands of candidates. They conducted thousands of interviews, so they have this gut feeling, not just because of intuition, but because of professional intuition, because they have so much uh, numbers and data that they feel something. And I always encourage our team and our recruitment team to emphasize their intuition, to put it in words, because if they feel something, it's not by occasion or because it's something that really happened.
I love it. You actually believe in intuition that is supported by data and
Absolutely.
experience.
Yes, absolutely. I do.
Um, and also, so I know that future is unpredictable. Who knows what happens when? But I'm just curious. Maybe combine two questions into one. So first, what do you think is going to be like most important skills wise in the next years? I'm guessing like the more people learn, the better off they will be.
I'm thinking about resilience, honestly. I'm thinking about two things. One is our resilience because um, we have seen so many changes in the world, and it was so destructive for many people. And we don't know what's actually um, what to expect. So I think we need to train our ability to keep resilience, just to keep going. And another thing that I really believe that, sorry for telling about that so many times, but I really believe that this ability to learn, to being open-minded is really important because the world um, changes all the time, and we need to keep going and to gain something new to deal with that. So I think it's really important. And last thing that I believe that critical reasoning and problem solving abilities are really important. Critical reasoning because there are too much noise around us, and we have to keep this ability uh, to walk through all this noise to get the truth. And problem solving is really important because we always face new type of problems, so we have we have to keep this um, ability to resolve new challenges.
Right. So if you had to give like one piece of advice to businesses about teams, you would say, hey, to make sure that your team is future proof and ready, make sure that they are investing into upskilling, that they're learning, you would emphasize stuff like that, right?
Absolutely. And additionally, uh, I pay I pay additional attention to well-being of these people, actually, of our team, and train them how they can keep their well-being at the appropriate level, because otherwise we could face all this burnout and so forth because of just external environments, so many frustration around us. So I think that companies have to spend some attention to technique, how and teach people how they could um, organize their work-life balance in a better and in appropriate way.
Yeah, that's so, so important. Julia, a bit of a different topic, but I've been reading some news and I do know that you have an opinion about this and I'm curious to hear, but diversity and inclusion. So, big topic, important topic, talked about a lot forever now. But recently, I did see news about big companies kind of like canceling their diversity and inclusion initiatives. So, what is that all about?
I'm really sorry about diversity as a concept, because I really believe in diversity. I spend so much time in different countries, in different cultures, that I see that we as people are really diverse. So that's why I believe that diversity is a really great concept, uh, how to work together. And I'm really sorry that at some moment a lot of companies decided to just simplify the idea of diversity, and it stick to pure simple metrics, quotas, and definitely it's something that is not true diversity. And as far as I see right now, a lot of companies, they decided just to get rid of all these metrics. But luckily, uh, in our programs, we always stick to uh, fundamental basic of diversity rather than simple metrics. So let's see. It's really complex area. So let's see how it goes, because I'm pretty sure that diversity, inclusion, belonging are crucial concepts and crucial frameworks for any company. And I think it's like, we're in the middle of something new, and we need to find balanced view and balanced frameworks how we work with diversity, inclusion, and belonging.
So it's one of those situations where KPIs and metrics and all that pressure actually ruined the diversity concept a bit. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's harmed significantly, because it's corporations, they often tell us that if you can't measure it, you can't manage that. So definitely that's why a lot of companies decided to create some or collect some KPIs, metrics, just to get possibility to measure success or effectiveness of the initiatives. Right now, they they try to get rid of this simple approach.
But I do wonder how do you measure inclusion? It's so a lot of it is quite subjective, no? The group, I don't know.
Pure metrics for recruitment, for example, how and who you hire, different forms and surveys and so forth. So it's about just pure statistics. But yeah, but the idea behind that is much larger.
And this topic kind of segues nicely into another thing I'm curious about, and something we hear a lot as well: culture. Um, Culture, employment, and cultural fit. Are you culturally fit for this company? Is there a fit? And so I want to ask you, Julia, like, do you often come across culture fit? And do you think about it? And what is this? How do you know if you're fit for the company culture? What is this?
Oh, thank you for Annie for this tricky question. Let's put it this way. I don't believe in a cultural fit. I know that it's quite popular um, term, but I don't believe in fit because there are so many different cultures. And as I mentioned, we, DataArt, as a global company, we we just can't afford any cultural fit because we're so diverse in our perception, context, cultural ideas, and concepts. So it's not possible just to be fit with one particular culture. So that's why I believe in values. I really believe values as a base of decision making, how we create our policies, how we create our employer value proposition, what we propose, how we decide, and what uh, processes and projects we choose to execute, and so forth. So I believe in values, and we try to communicate them transparently as possible, just to provide the opportunity for candidates, for talent markets to know about values, and to attract people who really value these values. So it helps us to find people who could collaborate with us for many years, because value is something in our structure, in our um, base, and they are not changes all the time.
This is really interesting, especially to hear from you, because I do know that you have met many cultures, a lot of cultures, European cultures, South American, North American, Indian, loads of cultures. Whether or not you fit with them culturally is a question that I don't know who can answer, but you can always kind of see if you are on the same page with values.
Absolutely,
This is more than a culture.
absolutely, because um, I was lucky enough, and last year I visited India several times. It was the first time when I, uh, got my personal experience about this country, and I was so excited about this experience, because for me it was like it was completely new world in terms of culture. Additionally, but it was really interesting to see that our values, they attract people a lot, actually. And right now we are growing in India as well, and I hope that we could attract people who will be with us for many years using our values.
Julia, I also want to take advantage of the fact that I'm speaking with the chief people officer still, the leader of the many recruitment teams that we have. And I want to ask you very bluntly, I apologize for this very simple question, but what do employees really want?
Hard to say, because there are many people, so many desires, but recently we conducted our annual survey, and we added 3 simple questions: what should we keep doing, stop doing, and stop doing? And our colleagues just shared their opinions about that. what they lack, what they value, and what they think. Okay, guys, keep doing that. And right now, different locations and different functions, they started uh, new projects, and we upgrade significantly several initiatives. For example, we got a lot of feedback that people lack um, information and transparency around salaries. So, I mean, like total reward and so forth. And right now we have several initiatives how to structure, update our policies in this area, our procedures in this area, because we want our people know better how different decisions are made, and what actually the philosophy of the company is in this area. It's huge initiatives, and I hope that people will see some results quite soon. And this group was initiated exactly as a reply to this survey, because we realized that people really lack of understanding how it works.
That's really interesting to hear. And yeah, I want to also like slowly move on to the closing part. But I just want to mention that a lot of the stuff that you have told us, it's just a lot of common sense. It's just common sense stuff, you know? And I feel like that common sense is really uncommon. Or is it? You know? So I like that you consistently tell us things like trust, flexibility, transparency. Ask your employees if you want to know what they want. Listen. And, you know, be the leader that you yourself would want to follow. So a lot of this is common sense, right?
Thank you, Anni, for putting it so well structured. Actually, it's exactly what I tried to explain.
Right. Julia, we are slowly wrapping up, and I always like to ask our guests to predict the future a little bit. Now, from what you've told us, I feel like you would say that in the future, everybody will be like crazy educated and, you know, have loads of new skills and be, you know, extra dedicated learners. But anything else you see in the future?
Let's see. I see, if we're talking about recruitment, for example, I see that recruitment will be significantly even more professional than we see it right now, because our recruiters gain a lot of guy stuff. They they knew a lot of new things, and they have much more challenge for filling in positions actually than previously, because right now we are much more picky how we work with candidates, and candidates much more picky how they choose companies. So I think recruitment will be really upgraded significantly, like professional force. Um,
Yeah, that's good to know. And one last question, please. Do you have any unpopular opinions on talent, recruitment, anything that has to do with HR management? Any unpopular opinion?
I don't believe in AI in recruitment, because I love AI. I love it like our assistant, but I don't rely on it to make decision instead of us. I don't uh, I don't want to trust AI to match candidates to positions. I don't rely on AI analyzing technical interviews of candidates and providing feedback and so forth. I still believe that people do it much, much better. Uh, with 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 all my love to AI, I don't I don't trust AI to make decisions on behalf of us.
Oh, wow, that's a great note to end on and to think about it. I didn't even know that AI was used to make decisions and analyze technical interviews. Wow, it's a thing?
Sometimes, yes, and I heard these cases in the market. Luckily, we have never done it ourselves. We have never used AI in this regard in our recruitment. Uh, Maybe because I don't believe in that. And luckily, our colleagues in recruitment sometimes quite skeptical in this area as well.
Right. Julia, thank you so much for telling us all this today. Very structured, very interesting to know. Actually, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie, for all these questions and for this opportunity and for being so um, great interlocutor for this conversation.
My pleasure. And this is a wrap on another episode of BizTech Forward. To our listeners, big thank you. And if you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, like, and share. And we always want to hear from you. What hiring challenges are you seeing right now? Tell us at biztechforward@dataart.com. That's all for now, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to BizTech Forward. If you enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe and share to help us reach more listeners. Thank you for being part of the conversation. See you next time.